I'm waffling on a bit here now because I'm just like mega excited and buzzing.
Buzzing.
Hi YouTube, welcome back to the channel. So we've got another TKL installment and we're following on from the previous video of finishing the engines. So they're all fully built now, all motors done. So what I've got to do now is fit the coils. Then I've got some brand new side covers, a little bit dusty because I bought them a while ago. And the pull cords, so we'll get them fitted. And then we've got to get a bit more serious and make some exhaust and inlet manifolds. So what's involved with this is I've had some flanges made, so like I say, as it says on the top, so the nibby, these are flanges for the carburetor side, so these have been cut exactly to measure. So if you look at that, it's left literally just over 1 mil oversize. That's because the pipe that's going to be going inside just slots inside, and that is bang on the same, so it should be absolutely straight through, no restriction whatsoever. And the same thing applies to the exhaust. So the exhaust done the same principle. Yeah, so that's what I've got to do is now is get that sorted. I'm going to offer the engine up. Once I've got the engines built up with the side covers on, I can put them onto my go-kart, work out exactly the position of the carburetor that's not going to foul on the wheels or on the rear bumper. And then we just got to basically make a jig so I can then replicate that for the other engine. But yeah, that's basically it. One thing I will touch on as well, a lot of people think that the nibby carb is the same as the shredder head. It's not so. So as I say, I've had these laser cuts, and if you look at this, if I line that up with the bolt holes, look how the centre is bang on. Now that's your nibby carb flange. Now if I put that on top of a shredder head, so this is the flange that goes onto the shredder head itself. If I try and put that on there, can you see that? It's offset by about 1.5 mil, maybe 2. Now it doesn't look like much, but in terms of small engines, that is a lot. That's a huge restriction. So when you see these getting bolted onto the side of a shredder head, it does not line up. That's why I've got 2 different flanges. So they look the same. That's for the nibby, that's for the shredder head. Line them up, and they do not line up on the bores. So, bit of random information there, like, but that's the extent I've gone to. I've measured everything and tried to get everything as bang on as possible. So, enough waffling on. Let's get some funky tunes on, and let's get the side covers and the coils on. Right, so that's the first inlet tacked up and fully welded up. What I've done is dressed all the welds and put a bit of paint on it. So this is what I've ended up with. So that'll sit on the head like that. Carburettor will bolt to this side. It's all fully port matched. So that should be bang on. I made it as short as I can, put a bit of a curve on it so it doesn't foul on the rear wheel. Yeah, that's it. It's pretty much done now. Oh, I took it to work and blasted it on the inside to give it a bit of a rough texture, just to help the atomization of the air going through with the fuel in it. So what I've also done is using my CNC machine and some cork material like this, I managed to CNC some gaskets for the manifold to head. So that will go on to that side. So I can get that on the right way. But yeah, it'll be like that. Straighten up. But yeah, it's a perfect fit. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to get the engine back out, put it on my welding table, off the inlet up, bolt the inlet side together, and then I can just box off the inlet side of things, then move over onto the exhaust, do the same sort of thing, create the manifold, and then show you the Gucci exhausts. So let's first of all get the carburetor on and see how it looks. Okay, so that's the inlet manifold all done. Really happy with that, the position of it. So now we've got to do is sort the exhaust out. I've already started offering up the flange with the blanking plate there, so nothing goes inside the engine when I'm welding. So what I've got to do is make a nice little manifold for the new exhausts. So what I did was, I've made quite a few exhausts for these engines in the past, using steel tube with the perforated baffle and some silencing material, but they do tend to be quite heavy. So what I've done is I've had some end plates in CNC machined, which are made from Ali. The can of the exhaust is made from aluminium, but the centerpiece, which is the baffle, is made from steel because of the high temperatures it's going to receive. So I went to see Gary, Crazy K Shoes, because he's like he's a lad to go to for welding. He's spot on, and he welded up the exhaust for me in short notice. And here's what we ended up with: these bad boys. Really nice finish. I've not polished these or anything yet. This is literally as I got them. But you've got the end cap here. That's all been CNC machined. You can see the steel baffle inside. Then it's got the aluminium can. Then you can see another CNC cap there. And these are super, super light. So the plan now is to just get this in position and weld the manifold up. And then hopefully we can get some oil in it and see if it'll start. So let's get on with that. Okay, so I've just mashed this together now. Everything's all set up. I've just tacked the fuel pump just for now. Set up a very sort of primitive breather system going here. We've got the pulse for the pump, breather from the rocker to the block, and I've got a nice catcher can here just so I can monitor how it's breathing, if it's catching any oil. I've got the bully clutch on here ready for the dyno. So all that's left to do now is put some oil in it, which I will be using some Miller's competition running in oil. So I'm going to run with about 500 ml of that oil first, and then see if it'll start up. So let's get this on there and give it a pull. What can go wrong? Right, so the dreaded moment's arrived. So engine number 1 is on the dyno, everything's plugged in, wired up, fixed down, dyno's ready. So things in a case of now to give it a few pulls and let's see if it starts. Stand by. Well, that's a bit of a milestone, that is. So yeah, it seemed to fire up pretty easily. It doesn't like to start up, even when it's warm. It doesn't like starting. You've got to give it a bit of a throttle, then it kicks off like. But yeah, so I've had it going now, done a bit of running in for about a good sort of 5 to 10 minutes. Just going up and down the rev range, very small amount of throttle each time. It's gone right up to temperature. It seems to have sealed up the rings because it's not doing any sort of blow-by. The catch can's fine. Next to no oil in there, so it's the way we want to go. So what I'm going to do now is get it off the dyno, drain the oil. I've inspected the oil, see if there's any metal in it, see what the condition is of it. Put some more ring in oil again, do the same process once more, and then we can put some decent oil in it and do a nice light power run and see what we're looking at. But so far so good, fingers crossed. Let's keep going. Right, so just drained the oil at the engine, and in all honesty, there's some metal in it, very, very fine, which is what to expect. But it looks fine to me. Like if you can see it in the light, you'll see a bit metallic in it. Now that's what happens with every fresh engine when you're breaking it in. But I was getting a bit worried now because things are going a little bit too smoothly for my liking. Normally there's something going really wrong, so I'm just waiting for hopefully not the inevitable to happen. But yeah, that's a good oil change. So we're gonna get some breaking in oil back in it again, another 500 ml. Then straight back on the dyno, do some more breaking in. Then we'll do the same process again, drop the oil. If everything's okay, we'll put in some Gucci oil and we'll do a 7,000 RPM power run. So it's getting a bit exciting. So let's keep going. Right, so another session on the running in oil, going up and down the revs with about a quarter throttle, half throttle. Just drop the oil, and again, it looks a little bit metallic-y, but nothing out of the ordinary. So I think that's it now. The rings are pretty much bedded in, I hope. So what I'm going to do now is put the proper racing oil in it, get it warmed up, give it a few blips on the old throttle, get the revs up, and then I'll do a power run. I think I'm going to go for 3,500 to 7,500 or 7,000. Just an easy one, just to see roughly where we're at. And if we're getting close to the 18 horsepower, 19 horsepower, which would be nice. But let's just see what it's doing. But that's enough now, I think. We'll get this engine topped up with oil, quick run on the dyno, then it'll be ready to go on the go-kart. We'll do the other engine, and then to get some laps on it. So let's just see how we get on with this now. Right, that's not quite the result I was expecting, but I'll take it. So, the first power run, I left the settings the same as I was. I've just dynoed Dean's engines, which you can just see on the floor over there. And we got some decent power out of them, which I was well impressed with. But I had the RPM, and sorry, the dyno settings set at... Right, so started at 3.5 grand, finished down run at 6.8. Just to keep in mind, the yard's still getting run in. And yeah, the graphs that we got were pretty impressive, to say the least. So that's the power run, and that is actually reading 23.6 horsepower, and it is just climbing. I'll put it on the screen now what it's actually did, but it's not even touching. It's not even coming on cam yet. It's just about to get on cam. This should be hitting peak power about 8,500 RPM. And at 6,250, we're doing 23.6 horsepower, which is, I would never expect that in a million years. I was expecting, if I'm being honest, about 18 horsepower. I'd been over the moon with that. Because I know a lot of people have tried to achieve this and they haven't. And I'm just Joe Bloggson's garage, just trying to do things his own way, but by the book. And it seems to be doing it. I did multiple runs after that, just to confirm that it wasn't just a one-hit wonder. These are the other runs. You got 23.6, 23, 23.2, 22.8, 22.8. As it gets hotter, you do more and more runs. The power does go down because of the induction heat, but it's doing it consistently. The graphs all looked the same. I'm waffling on a bit here now because I'm just like mega excited and buzzing. But that is me happy with this first engine, which I've called Reggie. We'll get the other engine Ronnie on. I need to make a jig for the inlet manifold and exhaust manifolds, replicate them. But then we're soon to get on track. So I'm going to call this the end to the vlog, because we know the engine runs. I'll do the next vlog will be the second engine getting done, but very, very quickly, and then hopefully we'll be hitting track without any snags with the second engine. So yeah, thanks for watching. Usual jazz, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.